everybody. Welcome to another Stand Together. Day 21, I'm going to say. Day 21. Hey, jump on, say good morning. If you're watching a replay, give me a replay, give me a hi in the comments. I know you're watching a replay, give me hashtag replay. Hey, if you're joining us live, jump on and say good morning and say hi. If you have a handle that I don't see, then make sure you jump on and you let me know your name so I can say hi to you. Hey, who's on today so far? Sarah's on. Of course she is. Peter. Sam, Mariana, hi, how are you? Good to see you. Naomi, Nelly, good to see you. Kez, Amanda Sanders, Lurstov, I'm saying that wrong. Lurstov, I'm saying that wrong. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say that. I'm going to own that I'm saying it wrong. Bianca, I'm also open for you to tell me how to say it right, by the way. Di, I'm sure Pete's there as well. Huh? Come on, Pete. Who's on? Michael, hey, Jolita. Oh, I'm breaking this thing. Love that. Jump on. Louise, Jules. There he is. Sean, how you doing, buddy? Jump on. Good morning, everybody. Jump on. Good morning. Welcome to another Stand Together and a really important business one today I've got for you. Liza, good to see you. Hey, Tanya, good to see you. Good morning. Welcome to another Stand Together. Hey, Pina. Jump on and say good morning and welcome to another Stand Together. We've been doing this for 3 weeks now. Hey, 3 weeks now. Hey, Mandy, good to see you. Hey, Lee, and Justin. Hope you guys are still having fun. Maybe on holiday, still look beautiful up there. Yasmina, good to see you. Good morning. I'm missing all of your faces. Nikki, good to see you. Hey, welcome to Stand Together. Great to see you all joining and hanging out today. This is going to be a great one around business and an important one today for us to be able to cover off. But remember, for every one of these, it's making sure that we're taking something from it where we're implementing from what we hear. So we go, have you created your vision board? Have you thought about what's controllable? Have you worked on your personal brand or any one of the things I've shared with you so far? Your sales process, have you reworked that? Whatever it is, the things I'm sharing with you, what are you implementing? What are you doing from the things that I'm sharing? So today I want to give you a bit of a lesson on empires, right? So for me, I run lots of businesses, as you all know, right? So I do venture capital, so I have a ton of investments. There's some of my investments. That one's blank which one's blank? That one's blank because I sold out of it. I diversed out of that one and I've just bought another one. So, and there's some missing. I need to put more in there. I'm running out of space, right? So I do lots of different types of investments and people always ask me the question, Aaron, how do you kind of keep it all in check, right? Because some people are out there and they're running one company and they're struggling to run that one business or they're struggling to have a real strong hold on what they need to do and how they need to do it and understand it. So let me give you a couple of things that I use on being able to run your empire and to be able to do it, whether it be remotely, which is a key thing for some people right now because of what's going on. So whether it be running your business remotely, whether it be running an empire remotely, let me give you some key advice on being able to oversee your empire is probably the best way to look at it, right? So if you want to oversee your business and oversee your empire anywhere in the world, whether it be remotely or whether it be in your office, I want to talk to you a little bit about how I do that. So the first thing is I always look at my ability to be able to measure anything in a business, right? So what I mean by that is that if I've got a sales department, I need to be able to measure up sales. I need to be able to measure leads, conversions. If I've got a marketing department, how many leads they're generating. If I'm looking at operations, I want to know how much money's going in and out. Like what do we have on accounts receivable? What do you have on accounts payable? I want to be able to see what's happening right across the business. So I need to measure everything. I'm looking for ways to measure something, right? Because if I can measure something, then what enables me, that's the first M, by the way, if you want to kind of write these things down. If I can measure something, what it enables me to do is it enables me to be able to monitor it, right? So if I can measure something, so I'm looking for a metric, right, of how I can measure something. So you can measure customer satisfaction. You can measure, of course, the easy stuff like sales and marketing. You can measure, there's, some big companies use all weird sorts of measurements, that you would think is weird, if you've only got 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 employees. But some of the big boys out there, they use, they've got 3,000, 50,000 employees, they use a metric to understand revenue per head. They break it down per state and per territory. So you can use a lot of fun different metrics out there to understand how the business is going, because you've got to be able to measure it. Because if you can measure it, then you can monitor it. Now, one of the ways that I monitor my empire is I'm obsessed with this thing called dashboards, right? So here's a little bit of mine. This is, when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. I've got these everywhere in my home offices, in my VC offices, on my phone, I've got an iPad just for this, but this is just some of them, right? Here's some of my boards up here that I use. So all of these different things, you can see different colors, there's reds, there's greens, there's yellows, and all these are measuring different things. So they're all different numbers, and they're all different businesses, and they're all measuring different things that happen in those businesses. Now, these are also real time, by the way. So these are real time. So this might be, this will actually update real time. So if something changes here, this could be sales, this could be leads, this could be whatever, it actually will update. This is really hard to do, by the way. If you look at the camera, I don't know how weather people do it. This way. That one. If I want to print on the green one, oh, there you go. That's all right. And then I want to go to that one. Oh, that's better. How do weather people do this? So these are all, and it's hard to see some of them because there's lots. But these are only. This is one board. That's another board. I can't even do it. That's one board. That's another board. There's another board. There's another board. You're seeing about 8-9 boards now. But I have about 250 boards. About 250 boards. You're seeing TVs that are real-time displayed. So I have those everywhere around offices. All of my teams have them. Every one of my team has their own boards. Management as well. It's really critical. So number one, I want to be able to measure things so I can then monitor what's happening. I can see what's happening in real time. Then my final M, I can manage it. So if I can measure it, I can monitor it, I can manage it. I can run multiple businesses, and I can sleep at night going, okay, that thing's okay. Okay, that thing's okay. That thing's not okay. What am I going to do about that? What's going on with that? So I need to be able to measure it. I need to be able to monitor it, and then I can manage it. So the key takeaway for you around this in your businesses right now is: do you have your dashboards? You need to have things that are on the wall, and yes, you've got to buy TVs and get them mounted and get computers for the back of them and connect them to the Wi-Fi, and you've got to get dashboards made. That by the way. That dashboard system, I've got a few dashboard systems, but that one's called Graphly. Again, I don't endorse Graphly. I use Graphly. I find them okay. Sometimes they're pretty fucking stupid. Sometimes they're really good. And it gives me what I need to know, and that connects with different dashboards out there. Like, it connects with different CRMs like Keep or Salesforce, and a bunch of them as well. But there's tons out there. There's lots of different ones out there. You can even get one custom made. So if you're in a situation where you're finding it hard to get the numbers and the things that you need, you can get something custom made as well. And there's tons of businesses out there that do it. If you're a slightly bigger company, you're looking for a custom made one, you can look up guys like Lime Intelligence. They're one of my students. They're up in Brisbane. Matt and Carly, they're very good at what they do, but they build out dashboards that these aren't $2,000-$3,000 dashboards. These are more expensive than that, but they're proper systems that they build. So you've got to go, okay, do I want an off-the-shelf product? Because I've got some off-the-shelf products like Graphly, and I've got some custom design and custom built ones as well, which require a lot of time, energy, and effort to go into them. Then this shows me all the things I need to know, right? It shows me things like, I want to see things like money in, money out. I want to see things like, current stats or satisfaction or challenges that might be happening. And look, this doesn't give you a fail safe across everything, but it makes you well more aware of what's going on, and you can make decisions. Because if you're going to have an empire, you've got to first have an empire mindset. And an empire mindset is starting your businesses and thinking about how you grow your businesses from the start, thinking, okay, if I start a company today, I might have 10 companies next week. Am I ready to do that? Am I prepared and structured in a way to be able to do that? Because if I'm starting a business and I don't have all the systems and things in place, I'm playing catch up the whole time. Then when somebody presents me an opportunity and says, hey, do you want to buy into a new company? Here's a new investment. I've got an idea for you. You go, oh, fuck, no, I can't do this. I'm too busy. Everything's falling apart over here, so I can't do it. So your mindset isn't in an empire mind. You've got to have an empire mind. And one of the ways I look after myself from a business perspective with my empire mind is having those things real time so I can see what's happening. Now, I have the key things that are up there for me, but I've got 250 other dashboards that will be displayed for different people in different parts of the business, things that they care about. What I care about are the things that I need to look over, right? I've got other team members in different businesses that look over different stuff. And I mainly do this, by the way, for investments that I have majority sharehold in, or they're fully mine. And then what I do for smaller investments, it depends on what sort of the investment is. I might have different metrics I look over. I might use other reports, or I might use access to zero dashboards, which I have to be able to see what's happening with money in, money out. It depends on the size of the investment. But if you can measure it, you can monitor it, you can manage it. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense to you guys at all. Let me know if that makes sense to you guys at all. Hey, Carla, I just spoke about you. Let me know if that makes sense to you guys at all. Yeah, Graphly, that's one, Jolita. Yeah, Graphly. And again, I mean, they don't pay me to endorse them, so I'm not. Measure, monitor, manage. Yeah, absolutely, you guys have got that. Yeah. That makes sense to you? Does that make sense to y'all? Let me know. Data is an asset. Some sexy words there. It is actually an asset. It is an asset. You said it to Matt, and he'll say the same thing. So does that make sense, everybody? Make sense? But you got to have an empire mindset from the beginning. One of my secrets around this, it's not really a secret because I keep telling you all of it, right? If you choose to join, is that you've got to be thinking from day one about, and even if you might be sitting there listening to me going, oh, fuck, Aaron, I'm so far away from that. I've got one broken business and I'm trying to work my way out of it. I know, I hear you, I've been there before. And you need to get over that bullshit mindset and focus on having an empire mindset. You got to. You know what I mean? If you just focus on where you're at right now, then you're only going to get what you fucking have. Do you know what I mean? You need to start going, where am I going to go? What's my next step? And start to think from start, what do I need to measure so I can then manage it, so I can then monitor it, so I can then manage it. Because look, some things I'll wake up and I'll go, some green's on there. And look, red doesn't mean bad. I might have just launched a brand new campaign, and my goal, so like some of these, like let's say over here, right? Some of these are red. I'm not calling people going, you're fucked, you're fired, although I am known to do that if things aren't changing. What I'm doing is, that might be, like I can see a couple of those, it's a campaign that's just launched. So I'm not going, fuck, what's going on? I know, because that's a goal, right? So my goal, let's take a random number. My goal might be to have 400 sales in that company by September 3rd. So it says 400, and they might have already achieved 50. So, I mean, we've still got some time to go. So I'm not jumping up and down saying, this is not working. What I'm looking at is to monitor that and see how it's going. And I can break it down. I can do some other kind of pretty cool things on that as well. But you've got to be able to measure it, to monitor it, to be able to manage it. Does that make sense? And then you're not stressed the whole time, because you're like, okay, let me just go, and I can go get my mouse. I can change those boards remotely. I can check two different things. They're ones that I care about real time in this particular office. But then I've got other offices that, like at home, I've got a couple offices in my home, and my big one's got lots of boards. In my other one, I use just an iPad, or I use my phone. I can use my phone wherever I am. I can just click, and you can make sure we'll see what's going on. Does that make sense? So it's really important that you have the ability to be able to do it. You can see what's going on, and then you can take action. If you see that something's off, you don't like it, you can say, hey, we need to have a performance appraisal. We don't like this. Or you can let people go and say, no, this is not, I'm not happy about this. We need to get this right. Because when you have an empire at size, right? When you have an empire at size, there's going to be things that can happen that you're not aware of, that aren't great, or that go wrong, or whatever. And you can't stop that from happening. There's things that go wrong in my businesses all of the time. Like I'm not involved in absolutely everything, because I've got so many different businesses I'm involved in. But if I can start to measure and monitor it and manage it, I can then take action. If I can have some metric to be able to do that. Not everything can be measured, monitored, and managed, but most things can. But not everything can be. So you still need to go and check out and inspect what you expect. But this is a great way for you to see what's going on. And if I see there's a challenge, like if I see there's a challenge, every business have different challenges. Every week I've got different challenges in some companies, because there's so many of them. If I can see one, I can go, right, I don't like this. Let's go change this. Let's go fire that person, go hire somebody better for this role, go and do this, go and change this, go sort that out. Because we all sometimes have businesses that don't work out, or that fail, or that let a customer down, or a team member or something. We've got to make sure that we can see what's going on so we can fix it. That's the biggest thing, so we can fix it. Because look, things go wrong, and every business, things break. You have to just make sure that you have the ability to be able to see what's going on, and then go out there and fix it and make it work, and then learn from it. Learn from it, which is a critical thing. Hope that makes sense to you guys so far, but understand it's going to be critical. Okay, real quick questions. Let's go. Quick questions. I've got a big day ahead, so give me a go. Any questions you guys have, let me know. What questions do you have? If any, tell me. What questions do you have? Go, while I open up my bottle of water without trying to spill it over myself. Pina, are you calling me a sexy girl? I find that offensive. All right, what do you got? What have you got about dashboards? These are your faces. Hey, any questions you got? Go for it. All right, what do we got? Going to do one or probably two questions today. How do you get the energy you always have with such little sleep? Everything that I do, and look, I don't have such little sleep. I'm not sleeping on 3 hours. But look, 6 hours, 6.5 hours does me. But look, sometimes I might have a little bit more if I need to. Sometimes I can have a bit less if I have to. Like the other day, I think it was 2 nights ago, I had some meetings with businesses in Miami, New York, and I can't remember, somewhere else. And I basically had 2 hours sleep. And you know what? I had to suck it up, princess, and go out there and get on with what had to happen, because I had other things I need to get done. You know, that's just the reality. And sometimes I can have a little more sleep. So, but it's not just about it's not a linear thing. You got to think about it like this, okay? If you're looking after yourself, if you're eating right, okay, are you eating right? Are you exercising? Are you meditating? Are you having, are you having a shower? And like I have a principle in my life. I never finish a shower finish a shower with warm water. I always finish with cold. It gets me going. But you can't, but cold showers aren't going to fix your fucking life, right? You've got to have everything that kind of lines up to give you everything that you need. So eating right, looking after yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and also I got great people around me. I got great people around me. I mean, I am a culmination. I am a culmination of all of the decisions, commitments, and actions that I take, coupled with my mentors and my advisors that I have around me. I don't know everything, right? I get into businesses at times I have no idea about. I have to go get me the best advisor. Just the other day, I was speaking to one of my team members. I said, hey, I want to get more involved in this. I need to sit down with the best guy or the best girl in this industry and have a conversation with that person to work out what I need to do to be involved in this industry. So I have great people around me. I've got great mentors. Every year, I actually really pride myself on how much money I spend on coaching and mentoring, because I know that every dollar I'm spending, I'm getting back either in that coaching month or year or in the preceding years. I mean, you know the famous story I listened to is that I have some Jim Rohn tapes that I turned into CDs and then into MP3s and then into God knows to be able to lift on my iPhone. And sometimes I'll learn something that I've learned 400 times, and I bought these years ago, a long time ago actually, and I'm still learning something. So look, I learned some things. I've achieved results this year from things that I learned from my mentors 2 years ago. So for me, I have great people around me. I always have mentoring around me. I actually think it's arrogant. That's what it is. It's fucking arrogant to own a business and not have somebody helping you to show you what to get done. It's fucking arrogant. You're playing with fire. You're literally playing with a business that can make and lose a lot of money. And you could take down your family. They could lose everything, or you could have to fire team members because you can't pay them. I actually think it's fucking arrogant to not have help along the way. I mean, like if you've got a rash, you go to a doctor. If you want to be healthy, you go see somebody to be able to make you feel healthy. So look, for me, I say this now because when I very first started, I didn't believe any of that. And so it cost me a lot of money. I almost lost all my money twice. I was arrogant as they come. I had a big fucking ego. And then I lost most of my money because I thought I absolutely knew everything. And I will tell you, I have been there thinking I knew everything, thinking everybody has no idea I'm the fucking best. I know everything. And I don't have long enough to tell you about all the stories of the things that went wrong. So look, for me, I'm big on having the right people that are around. They just make you feel bigger and better and stronger and 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Like, I get a chance to chat with people, and after those chats, I mean, how do you feel? I mean, if you feel invincible, there's got to be something in that, right? If you feel, fuck, I get it, there's got to be something in that. So the answer to your question is, how do I keep energy? I know I've got people that have got my back. I know I've got good people around me. I've got mentors around me. I've got family around me. I've got friends around me. I've got even customers and students that I know have got my back and that are there for me, and I'm there for them. That's a really beautiful thing to have in clients and customers, in staff members. I've got staff members I know that would bleed for me. They would do things for me because that's and so I have great people around me. I look after myself. I have great people around me, and I get really clear about where I want to go and excited about what the future looks like. That's the reality of what I would say about that. I could probably do one more question, guys. What have we got? You're very welcome. What suggestions on dollars spent on coaching during these times? Yeah, look, Melissa, look, for me, I think sometimes people approach coaching and spending on coaching and mentoring a bit ass about face. I'll tell you what I mean by that. They say, well, how much is it going to cost me to do something, right? So they say, well, what's it going to cost me to do a program, or to get a coach, or to be able to get mentoring, or to have a day mentoring, or a half day, or every month, or whatever. The answer to your question, the reverse of your question needs to be, what are you going to get from it? Right? Let me put it to you this way. If I had a conversation with someone that cost me 15 grand, and in fact I had one the other day, it cost me $15,000 to talk to this person for 45 minutes. That person taught me some things that I had no idea about because I wanted to understand them about my empire. So it was something specific around software as a service, and this person's done some great things. That 15 grand now when he said to me it's going to be 15 grand, now, I might, have done well in business, but I don't just go, oh, okay, great, that's fine. I'm still going, okay, what's my ROI? And I knew that in 45 minutes I was going to get the questions that I wanted to have answered. Does that make sense? So, and I'm going to make an ROI on that for the rest of my life. Whereas we go spend 15 grand on the holiday, and it's great, but then after it, we have the memories. Or we go spend on a car, but then once we spend on the car, we can't make any more money from the car. Or a house, we're done. Whereas if you spend money on what goes in here and in here, you're getting an ROI long term, and that's how I kind of look at it. So I know it doesn't answer your question, because I might say to you, hey, Mel, go spend $1,000 a month, or I'll put it to you this way. If you have a business, you don't have a coach around you, I think you're fucking bananas, number one. Number two, I think that you need to, get serious about your goals. Like if someone says to me, Aaron, I want to make $1 million in my business, and I'm on 300,000, and I'm not prepared to spend 10 or 20 grand of that 700K that I want to make this year on helping somebody, I'm like, don't be a fucking idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like I want to make 700K, but I'm not prepared to have coaches, spend money on marketing. It doesn't make sense. So I think, for me, I've got some people that I spend a couple $100,000 a year on, right? A year on an individual person that gives me help. And I've got others that I spend less on. It's about what I get from it. Does that make sense? It's not about what I'm spending. It's about what I get from it. And then it's my ability to go and implement the things that I learn as well from that, my attitude around that. So that's how I look at it. All I can tell you, Melissa, is that more money I've spent on my own coaching and mentoring, the more my back pocket's grown. And my happiness and my health and fucking everything else has just grown. Life's fucking better with great people that have done it before. And got to remember this. If you get a coach that's done something that you want to do, or help somebody else to do what you want to do you know what you're actually doing? You're buying that person's experience. That's why I spent 15 grand on this dude to teach me about something to do with software as a service, because I just couldn't get something around that, and I've got lots of investments in it. So I spent this money on this guy, and I'm buying this guy. This guy spent 18 years. He lives in Silicon Valley. He spent 18 years. I bought 45 minutes of his time for 15 grand, no problem. But I was buying this man's experience. And after that conversation, I'll be speaking to this guy probably every month, every 2 months, doing the same thing, because I was like, fuck, yes, tweak. It makes sense. Does that make sense? That's what I'll say about coaching. I hope that helps you. Everyone has to have coaching, and you've got to be really clear about where you're going. And can I tell you something separately from all the business advice and things that you get from coaches? It's how they make you feel. When I have my mentoring sessions, or when I speak to my board of advisors, or when I speak to people, like I got to hang out with a friend of mine who I consider a mentor as well, Janine Ellis, yesterday, and we got to chat before off air and then on air. I feel great. She feels great, and you get to vibe with people like that. What can't you achieve off the back? You feel great, and that's the most important thing as well as the advice that you get. So that's my take on it. I'm the crazy one that does that, because that's what I do, and it has changed my life. It fucked me over to begin with, because I didn't do it, and then I learnt the hard way. And that's the important thing. I hope that answers your question. All right, lovers, got to run. Big day ahead, lots of things to get done, and I've got lots of meetings to get some deals done, and also I'm helping some people today as well. So, hey, much love. Look after yourselves. Have a massive day. I hope you've taken a lot from today. If you did, again, share this. I'm going to post this. Go out there and reshare this again. Whatever. Go and share this to people that need to. It's not about me. It's about them getting what they need to have, because not enough people are doing this right now. Have you noticed everyone's gone to hide and cover till the storm's over? Not me. I'm here because I know we need this. Hey, much love, you guys. Look after yourself. Have an awesome day. Mwah! See you tomorrow. Bye.